Yes. We're back. Listen, today, it's only one thing to talk about. Listen, I feel like for the next week, it's only going to be one thing to talk about. Eubank Benn. There's so much I can say about this fight. I don't know where to start. This fight was so mad. I can talk fast, and I'll be talking for about a whole hour. So if you guys got the time, I've got the time. Where do we start? Eubank Sr. Because we all thought that he's not going to come to the fight. He's not supporting the show. He's not supporting his son. He said his son's a disgrace. He said that the fight's not going to happen. They've been going through some family traumas for years now, for a very long time. Since the death of his son, Seb, Eubank Sr. took it in a hard way. No one would have thought that Eubank Sr. would have been at the fight. Because a few days before, he said that his son's a disgrace. No one thought he's going to be at the fight. When I'm sat down and I'm watching it on the TV, because I watched it on the TV, I didn't go there. When I watch it on the TV and I see his dad on the camera, like, it actually sent goosebumps down. That was probably the coldest moment in boxing history. I don't know if I can swear here, but that was fucking crazy. Eubank Sr. made it 10 times of a bigger event, of a bigger fight, just by his presence being there. Just from being there, like his presence alone. The guy didn't say a word. And I've never seen anyone make such a difference with their presence. He just came out the car, he walked, he didn't say a word. When Eubank Jr. is doing the ring entrance and Senior's there, it made a ring entrance 10 times more exciting. Listen, yes, it was a good ring entrance by Junior, but I was only interested in seeing that entrance because Senior was there. And it's mad because he didn't say a word. It's like inexplainable what his presence does, it brings. And I feel like everyone felt the same way. Everyone that was watching it, everyone that was with me in the room, it's like mad. It's like Senior's there. And the only thing I can compare it to is, you see when you're young and you're watching, like, I think it's called WWF back then. You see The Undertaker. You see when he died and you're young and you believe it's real. You know it's fake, but to you it's real. And when The Undertaker dies and then you don't see him for like 6 months and then one day he's back, it's like, The Undertaker's back. It's like, fuck. The Undertaker's back. It's like mad. Like you go bed and you're thinking about it. Mad. The Undertaker is back from the dead. He's back from the dead and you're excited about it for a whole week. The Undertaker's back. This is the only thing I can compare it to. I've been boxing so long and I'm never excited about boxing. I don't like boxing. Nothing about boxing excites me. I've experienced boxing in every way, shape, form, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. But last night I was gassed. When I watched that fight, I was like, fuck. Listen, that was the coldest moment in boxing history. It will never be relived. Never be relived. Chris Eubank Sr. being there. Even if they fight a second fight and Chris Eubank Sr. is there, nothing's going to top that moment. It's not going to be the same feeling. Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, they made history. But Eubank Sr. made history in the sense of just him being there and the moment it created and the emotions everyone felt. It's like a historical moment. It should be in an art museum. A picture of Eubank in that car seat, sat down. They need to get him to sign it and just put a picture in a museum. Listen, if they sell that picture, if he signs it and they sell it, it'll make billions. And I know that I'm talking about it a lot, but I'm not even exaggerating. It was a mad moment. For me, that was more exciting than a fight. And the fight was fucking exciting. The best moment of that card was Chris Eubank Sr. being there. The best moment. Now, I remember that as he's walking through, because no one thought that he's going to be there. As they're walking through on the camera, Senior and Junior, and then they put the camera to Conor Benn, in his locker room, and you see Conor and Nigel and the coaches, they're looking at the TV screen, and they see Senior there, just walking through with his son. It's mad. I would have loved to be there, because it's like, wow. Like, everyone was shocked, even Team Benn was shocked when they seen him. Like, it's mad. It's mad. I could talk about this. I can talk about that moment for 2 hours. And I don't care if I film again next week. I'm going to talk about this again next week and the week after that. It was that exciting. I'll never get tired of, talking about that moment. I'm going to tell my kids about that moment and my grandkids about that moment when Chris Eubank Sr. was just there. Let's talk about the fight. Listen, the fight was a mad fight. A mad fight. Like, coming into this fight, I didn't really know what to expect because, as you guys heard in my last video, there were so many different factors as, Chris Eubank Jr.'s weight. Like, he shouldn't be fighting at that weight. He should have gone up many years ago. There was a hydration clause. Not just that, Chris Eubank Jr. missed weight. Even though it was only missed by a few grams, he still missed weight. This weight, it wasn't easy for him to make. It was hard for him to make weight. He's been making it for so long. He missed the weight, and then there was the hydration clause. In the hydration clause, states that he can't weigh over 170 pounds the next morning. He weighed in at 169. That shows you that he had to try. He probably had to have a run in the morning. Probably had to have a little skip in the morning. He probably went to the gym in the morning just to get the last few pounds off if he was overweight. So listen, Junior made weight hard. We all know he made weight hard, and I thought that was going to be a factor in the fight. I'm thinking, listen, Eubank Jr. is the bigger fighter, the more experienced fighter, but he's older. He's not the beast that he once was, and he's going to struggle to make weight. Benn's young, fresh. He made weight easy, and he's got that youth in him and that flair that Chris Eubank Jr. just hasn't got. Chris Eubank Jr. he had it, yes, when he was younger. He had the flair in him, and the excitement and the knockout power and the exciting fights and the walking people down. As you get older, as we all get older, we don't have that no more. It goes. We've got to start thinking about our footwork, being smarter. Our brains are not as strong. So, if you take a shot, you go down easier. You get more chinny as you get older. It's just natural once you're past your prime. So when you get older, you've got to change your fighting style. And Junior's had to change his fighting style. The Junior from 8 years ago and the Junior now, two different fighters. And we all know what Conor Benn brings. He brings fucking flair. He just wants to knock you out, get you out of there, roll, slip, and throw. And the thing about Conor, the same energy he's got in round 1, he'll have it in round 10 and round 12. The same power he's got in round 1, he'll have in round 10 and round 12. So anyway, when we're sat there and we're watching the fight, everyone's asking me, who do you think's going to win? I'm like, I don't know. Ask me after round 1. After round 1, son, ask me. I don't know. Like, everyone made an assumption. If someone's, like, in that fight, no one knew who's going to win. And everyone had their speculations based on who they like. If you like Chris, you say, I think Chris is going to win because of this. If you like Conor, you say, I think Conor's going to win because of this. There was no logical explanation based on facts that anyone has as to who's going to win the fight. It was all, yes, I like him better, I think he's going to win. No one had no real evidence or nothing real. So I just said, I don't know, man. I sat on the fence. And then round 1's there, and listen, Junior's right hand wasn't on his chin. It wasn't on his chin. And Conor kept trying the left hook, and he kept getting him with the left hook. And listen, Junior got caught a couple of times in round 1, round 2, round 3, and he got rocked a few times. I thought the fight would have got stopped early. I thought the fight was going to end in round 2. I see Junior hurt. He was hurt in round 1. He was hurt in round 2. Conor come out like a fucking bull. And Junior just didn't have no answers for him. He was getting caught and he was getting pushed back. Like a weight-drained fighter that had no strength. That's past his prime. I thought, listen, it's a case of the young one's gonna, he's come to take over. He's gonna wrap him up. The fight's gonna get stopped. I thought the fight would have ended before round 4. I saw Junior getting knocked out. The fight would have got stopped. But somehow, Junior got back in the fight and he was catching Conor with some jabs. And Conor's shots were now missing him. Junior got in his groove and he kind of worked at Conor. He kind of worked him out from round 2, round 3 onwards. I thought, listen, it's just too late. He just caught him too much time. He's too confident. And he's going to catch him again. Once he hits him the right place, the right time, Junior's gone. But somehow, Junior just managed to stay in a fight. And he survived through round 3, round 4. And after surviving, he was now on the front foot. He's now got Conor going back. And Conor hasn't got the same energy that he had in round 1. But one thing I did notice is that the first minute of every round, Conor came out so fucking strong. The first minute of every round, up until the end of the fight, Conor came on strong. So we all know that they had a game plan. The game plan was start the round strong, start the round fucking strong. And listen, I'm there and I'm thinking, listen, they're giving this guy some pre-workout in the corner because how fast he came out, I said, listen, ain't no way he's just drinking water in the corner. There's definitely some pre-workout going on there because there was no way you can have, that is a 12-round fight. And he was so fit. I don't care what anyone says. Conor was fitter than Chris Eubank Jr. When you're talking about fitness, about punching fitness, Conor was, he's the fitter fighter. He's the smaller fighter, so he's got to use more weight and more strength to push Chris back. Because Chris, as the bigger fighter, he ain't really got to move it back because he's got the strength. He can just overpower Conor. So for Conor to hurt him, to have him on the back foot, to wrap him up, it's going to take much more fitness. And if you're talking about fitness, Conor, he was throwing so many hard shots where Chris was throwing shots that weren't as hard. And, I say Chris was throwing the smarter shots, but Conor was throwing the harder shots. The shots with more intent. Every shot that Conor threw was a knockout shot. Every shot that Conor threw was a shot that, if he hits him, it's out cold. Eubank just threw a good few uppercuts, good jabs. He was on his feet a bit more. Chris fought a smart fight. Conor was there to fight. Conor was like, listen, I don't care. Listen, we're here to have a fucking fight. Come in the center of the ring and let's fucking have it. And then Chris Jr. it got to a point where I think round 6, round 7, round 8, I'm like, listen, Chris is up now. The fight has been turned around. The guy I thought was going to get knocked out is now come back and he's winning the fight. Another shot came because his eye was fucked. And he's in the corner and I'm like, there's something wrong. His dad started to talk and get involved and his dad seemed a bit concerned. I'm like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh shit, his eye. It was caused by a headbutt. They had a headbutt, they had a head clash. And Chris's eye was fucked. And I'm just like, oh. Chris is up. He was in his groove. He had a game plan. He was working. But now his eyes cut. What's going to happen now? Conor's going to be on him like a fucking ball and take him out. He knows that his opponent's weaker, and he's tired. He's got blood coming down the side of his face. All it takes is the right punch at the right time. He'll be done. So at that point, you have to change the whole game plan. From that point is no more smart fighting. I've got to take it to him now. I've got to fight him. I've got to be on the front foot. I've got to walk him down. I'm going to give shots and I'm going to take shots. And they both took a hell of a lot of shots in that fight. They both took a hell of a lot of shots. So much shots. It was a fucking fight. And at the last round, I had the fight a draw going into the last round. It could have gone either way going into the last round. This round here is going to win the fight for one of these guys. This round is going to win the fight for one of these fighters. And that's probably one of the best rounds we've seen in British boxing. One of the best rounds we've seen in British boxing. And if you ask me, I think the scorecards were a bit too wide. I think it could have been a draw, or maybe Chris won it by 1 round or maybe 2 rounds. But the scorecards, I disagree with them. But I do think Chris just about edged the fight. It was a fucking good fight. It was a good fight. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the fight. Chris Eubank Jr., Conor Benn.